Morning and welcome to Breaking Dawn this morning. It is our final morning here in St. Lucia. We are a bit late, we're about 9 minutes late, so we got to go till about 8 or 9. But good morning to everybody across Trinidad and Tobago and, of course, the wider Caribbean. Those of you watching us internationally, those of you viewing on YouTube or Facebook or whichever platform you're on, Tego, good morning to you guys. Of course, during our stay here, we've had to cover the St. Lucia Jazz and Arts Festival, which we have, and we saw some magnificent performances, and we have had a terrific experience here in St. Lucia. Our first time in St. Lucia, and it has been an excellent time. Now, we have to move on, of course, because we are headed back to Trinidad and Tobago today. So I headed back home. I gotta say, boy, after being out this long, there's miss home, eh? You know what I mean? So I can't wait. My dog's missing me. Right? I had to go home, Saddle and Ebony. They definitely they need a bath. Of amongst other things. Alright? And usually when I get back, and they see the car pull up and I come out with my luggage and think two of them will be doing backflips. So it's that will be an event within itself later. But like I said, it's been a great experience, and we want to thank the St. Lucia Tourism Authority. Before I even go into anything, at the start of this program, let me just thank the St. Lucia Tourism Authority and by extension the government of St. Lucia for hosting us for the Jazz and Arts Festival, and for the positive conversations that currently have taken place as it relates to the St. Lucia Carnival, and the intention to have us back here for the Carnival. So I think that is signed, sealed, and delivered. So now we have to add St. Lucia to the Carnival to the list. So as we head back home today, we'll be in Trinidad for a little while, for the rest of the month of May and June, and then we head back out in July. And when we start that run in July, it is going to be non-stop, because we have Vincy Mass, and then we have a little break until coming on to the end of July, where we get to Crop Over and Antigua Carnival. However, St. Lucia Carnival is now in the middle of all of that, and it looks like Curacao and their jazz festival will also be in the mix. So we got to head off to those countries as well. And then, of course, like I said, Crop Over for Barbados, so Crop Over, Antigua Carnival. And then after that, Grenada and New York Labor Day. Whew, it's exhausting just thinking about it. And then we home for a little while until we head out for Miami Carnival in October, and then the Barbados Food and Rum Festival in November. And that will bring the curtain down on the 2026 tour. All right? Yesterday we had a nice day at our leisure. Didn't do anything really. Chose to more stay in and just get some much needed rest. Because it has been a non-stop day after day activities. So just staying in yesterday was, I was contented with that. I think Chris did the same. The only thing we came out for was lunch. We didn't even have breakfast yesterday. We just had lunch, and we went out for dinner last night at the Morgan Pier restaurant, which is across the way. But lunch and dinner last night was fine, man. So we get down to the nitty-gritty of things here, and we get back to the local drama. We do have Presentation College will be on this morning. They have an event coming up on Saturday, and we will chat with them about that. And we have Seth Weil aboard, all right? And he will be joining us in the second hour as well. So let's get through some of these headlines as soon as possible. Cops uncover new evidence contradicting Sturgis' claim on deadly Belmont and Mova attacks. Murders not linked. And the minister is doubling down, though, saying that he has his information from the ground. Well, so, okay, basically in the article, because I don't want to waste too much time, as it relates to the triple murder investigation that saw the 23-month-old toddler killed, Wayne Sturge linked that triple murder in Belmont to the one in Mova. I believe that's the one on the Lady Young. The police saying the investigation saying it had no link, but Sturge is doubling down despite this information, saying he has his information from the ground and that it linked. Now, I cannot go with nobody word on the ground. I have to go with what the police saying, because the police are the ones investigating. So if the police saying it not linked, I would have to go with it not being linked. Right? Because the funny thing about the word on the ground could be misleading at times, because that's how people talk. People come up with all kind of wild conspiracies and these things that have absolutely no evidence to back it up. And they'll say, yeah, boy, this thing linked and give information and this and that. But if that is the case, then the police ought to have that information as well, and it should form part of the investigation, right? Although we do have the aspect that people may not be comfortable going to the police, because they don't trust the police, but they might trust an individual. In this case, the defense minister, who is saying he have his word on the ground. But once again, I am going with the police investigation and not no word on the ground. If it turns out to be linked and the minister is correct, well, okay. That's a story for another day. Another Cal executive steps down. Cops uncover new evidence. Oh, sorry, that's the one I just read. You have the OPR probing $100 million landmark TT's housing contract. Former House Speaker speaks on the John Bates impasse. Which former House Speaker is this? Oh, this Barendra Sinanan. Okay, well, the Senate is due to reconvene today, but is yet to receive any indication on whether People's National Movement political leader Penelope Weckels has accepted resignation of Senator Janelle John Bates some 11 days after she tendered it. Now, John Bates declined to comment, while repeated attempts to obtain a response from Weckels went unanswered yesterday. And the prolonged silence has intensified scrutiny over the handling of the matter, with former House Speaker Barendra Sinanan warning that changes to parliamentary standing orders cannot address what he describes as a deeper erosion of ethics and accountability within Trinidad and Tobago's parliament. And Sinanan was responding to the controversy surrounding edits to a parliamentary witness statement submitted by former Health Minister Terence Yalsing to the Public Administration and Appropriations Committee. And well, it goes in to tell you about the whole document and whatever. Right. Let me get on to the nitty-gritty. What did he say? Right. John Bates resigned on May the 1st, more than 2 weeks after the issue first became public on April 14th. But Sinanan argues that the resignation should have come immediately. Belatedly, Senator Bates did the right thing. Halfway, I would say. She should have actually resigned from the Senate immediately. The fact that everybody's doing it doesn't excuse what she's done. She just got caught, he said via telephone last evening. The fact that everybody's doing it, so what, everybody doing what John Bates doing, or what she did? Anyway, Sinanan also criticized attempts by opposition to accuse House Speaker Jagdeo Singh of misconduct over his role in chairing the parliamentary inquiry into pharmaceutical procurement. The PNM has cited Singh's past legal work referred in a 2024 newspaper article involving clients who raised concerns about alleged drug cartels in the pharmaceutical sector, and the opposition later wrote to Deputy House Speaker Dr. Aina Ali requesting that the matter be referred to the Committee of Privileges. However, Sinanan maintains that two wrongs don't make a right. He said that things have degenerated in this country, even in the Parliament. And that's basically what it is. And we have lost our moral compass, our ethical compass, everything, he added. Sinanan also argued that legislation alone cannot repair what he sees as a broader decline in public standards. Well, I'm glad somebody said it, because that is what it is. And the standards have dropped so low, and the moral compass and the ethical compass has been moved so far, right, that all of a sudden the truth is scrutinized. I just only talk truth, you know. It is very rare, and I want to let her go back and check this, 2014 to now, 12 years. This month of May will make it 12 years that Breaking On is on the air. And if you go back through that 12 years, you will find that it is very rare that I just use the term or the word alleged. Most of the time I might use that word alleged is if I read in a story. Outside of that, you would find it is very rare, very, very rare, that I would use the word alleged. I always tell people that. So, the funny thing with the truth is that it is one-sided. Because it only have one truth. It can't have 2 and 3 versions of it. Right? That is your confirmation bias setting in. It only has one truth. You understand? As either you accept it or you don't. Right? And that is what it is. And your moral and your ethical compass are to be on. Right? And that is where Trinidad and Tobago has faded away. You understand? And the levels are so low. The expectations are so low. Right? That when people do their job, it is praised. They do nothing special, you know. They just do their job. And we have to praise it. Because, boy, we just wasn't expecting that. You know, that kind of way? I think Sinanan is right. And I think it has entered the Parliament a long time. You understand? A man stand up in Parliament and read out a whole email gate and win an election. And despite the Supreme Court, the TTPS had ruled on it later down the road, but it was the Supreme Court and Google, right? Forget the Integrity Commission and all of them. But Google, which is the source of those emails, when it went to Google, Google said those emails don't exist, and people still believed it. Google tell you, we do have these things on, nobody has an email like this. They don't exist, it's false emails. And somehow, some way, even up to today, people still believe that. That is to tell you. And that is the dangers we be flirting with, you know. When we're talking about serious issues, people be flirting with all kind of little, boy, look now. Inglefield worried about road fatalities and Trinidad and Tobago's mental psyche. And by the way, on the John Bates issue, that's basically exactly what I said last week. I say, here she comes and resigns. And some people are seen on social media bawling, oh, they go vote for her. Because there is accountability and transparency. And I said, but she only resigning because she got caught. Had she not got caught, we would have never known that went on. And then we'd allow it to go on and on and on and on and on again. As it probably has been for the longest while. Right? Because Sinanan and all saying, Not because everybody doing it makes it excuses her. So it had to be that everybody had to be doing something like that, right? Within those circles and quarters. But as I say, resigning based on getting caught. If you had any moral standings or any ethical standings, you wouldn't have engaged in that in the first place. You understand? That's like somebody coming now to give me a bribe. I say, Stefan, hold that now. Hold that 10 grand or 20,000 or 200,000. And I take it. And then the information come out, hey, Stefan, take a bribe, you know, a $200,000 bribe. And I turn and I say, well, all right, here what's going on now. I'll give back the money. There's no excuse acceptance in the first place. Because I should know better. You understand what I'm saying? Inglefield worried about road fatalities and Trinidad and Tobago's mental psyche. Family of slain roofer criticized slow post-mortem process. EMA defends the issuance of the CEC for Rocky Point project. And these are some of the headlines in the paper. All right. What does it have here? Anything we're talking about, boy? Probably does, you know. Mohit defends child affairs restructuring amid staffing questions. And look, I ain't really seeing nothing per se. But I do have a couple things that we need to address. One has to do with the HEC, the other has to do with crime. So we'll get to that after the break. We are 26 minutes past the hour of 6 o'clock. And we're going to take the break. But before we take the break, I have to remind you, just somewhere. I'll tell you what, I'll do that when I come back. So we're going to take the break. And when we return from the break, we'll get into the first topic and so on and so forth. And take as many calls as possible as we can this morning. We didn't take any yesterday because we had to cover so much from St. Lucia from the weekend. So when we come back, we will get your thoughts on a couple of things circulating out there in the news. Don't go anywhere. We're going to be right back. Stay tuned.
I'm every woman, evolving, unstoppable even when I need to recharge. That's why I choose iron that's gentle, fights fatigue, and keeps me strong.
Fine lines, subtle shifts. I support my skin from within to reduce wrinkles.
Hard work takes strength, so I fuel up to stay ready.
Now I'm growing someone new. What I take, she takes too. So I choose what supports her brain from the start.
Wellness looks different for all of us, and I'm not alone. Jameson, trusted by women through every stage and every change.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsayn, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595 to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
If you want to be a better chef at home or advance your professional career,
Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy is the best place to be.
Some of the courses that we offer here at the Academy: Creative National Cuisine 1 and 2, Baking and Pastry 1 and 2, Kids Summer Cooking Classes, one-day classes at the workshop. We have Asian cooking classes and certificate in culinary arts, food lovers and professionals.
Start your culinary journey today with us at the Chef Shiraz Culinary Academy.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Astrologer Mohit Ji is known for providing insightful astrology guidance for complex life situations, dealing with love confusion, delayed marriage, partner distancing, or serious relationship breakdowns. His approach focuses on understanding the root cause and guiding you toward the right path. If financial instability or business setbacks are affecting you, his spiritual remedies may support positive change. With psychic reading, horoscope analysis, and palm insights, he offers practical clarity. His services also include protection from negative energies and removal of bad luck. Call at +1 868 334 2796.
All right, so we're back on Breaking On this morning, and as we prepare to go to the phone lines, I want to read you a little article that was in the paper on the weekend, one which I saw when I was browsing through yesterday, so we'll get to that, right? And it has to do with the HEC. Of course, we've had some situations there with the HEC that currently the OPR is looking at, but I'm going to read you the whole article. And the headline was, HEC official under scrutiny for collusion, alleged contractor linked in 3.4 billion housing program, right? An official of the Trinidad and Tobago Housing Development Corporation, who is believed to have close personal ties to two contractors, is suspected of colluding with them in awarding millions of dollars in contracts under the controversial 3.4 billion housing program. Based on this submission by a whistleblower, shortly after the public-private partnership contracts were announced by the HEC, the Office of the Procurement Regulator instructed the state entity to suspend the program pending a full review of the procurement process following several complaints. Contacted for comment, HEC Chairman Feroz Khan told the Sunday Express last Friday that, quote, given that the matter relating to the procurement process in question is currently engaging the attention of the Office of the Procurement Regulation, senior counsel has advised that the matter be sub judice, and hence it would be improper to comment on the same, right? However, several sources familiar with the ongoing investigation by the OPR told the Sunday Express that the HEC official in question had previous business dealings with two of the contractors, and approximately 10 years ago had partnered with one of the contractors on a private housing development project in central Trinidad. Now, over the past 2 weeks, multiple sources familiar with the awarding of the contracts contacted the Sunday Express, raising concerns about what they described as a possible conflict of interest involving the HEC official and the two contractors. One source who met with the Sunday Express alleged that the HEC official and one of the contractors had engaged in extensive business dealings in the past, according to the source, and the HEC official, who once owned a chain of businesses, later sold the enterprise to the contractor, a well-known businessman who operates a popular chain of stores. Now, although the businessman's company currently holds contracts with another state-owned entity, several sources confirmed it has never previously undertaken home construction projects. Sources also claim that the second contractor has known the HEC official for several years, and that both men were involved in private housing development venture in the Freeport area about a decade ago. The HEC official, who previously owned a chain of businesses before selling it, had also reportedly hired the second contractor to carry out renovations and repairs on business property across the country. And the second contractor is also said to have close business ties with the first contractor and has assisted in the construction of several of its commercial buildings over the years. Multiple sources confirmed that one such project involved work on a relatively new building at a particular location. And sources said these business relationships will surely be looked at closely by the authorities. And PNM officials, of course, raised concerns. In early April, the HEC issued notices of award to 11 contractors for projects collectively valued at 3.4 billion. The contractors and allocations was followed, and it names the contractors there. I ain't going through that whole long list. You all would know who some of them are. Concerns about the awarding of the contracts were first raised publicly by PNM MP Camille Robinson-Regis and former Prime Minister Stuart Young. On April 15, attorney Randall Mitchell submitted a formal complaint by email to the OPR on behalf of activist Wendell Eversley. In the letter, and Eversley expressed concerns regarding the legality, propriety, and integrity of a procurement exercise involving a substantial amount of public funds. Young also alleged that many of the companies awarded contracts had little or no prior experience in housing construction, and checks conducted by the Sunday Express through the company's registry online system, the CROSS system, and the Ministry of Land and Legal Affairs revealed that all the companies awarded contracts have been registered for several years. All right? So this comes off the back because this was May the 10th, right? And this has to do with some HEC official that is under scrutiny for collusion. Now, this article is written by Mark Bassant, who I know, and we see each other regularly and we have conversations. Mark also had an article that was alleging, see how I use the word because it mentioned in the article, that some official approached him and offered a bribe for him to drop the story on the HEC. But in the entire article, there is no evidence of such. Just he say, she say, who say, they say. Right? Now, this is my problem with a lot of stories in the media. And it used to happen to me until I just start ignoring people when they try to call me and tell me about things, right? I don't even carry it. I don't even talk about it. If I go through the amount of stories or phone calls that I got over the last 10 years when PNM was in power, if I go through those stories, there would be countless. I ain't have enough fingers on my hand and Chris, or my toes, that tell you how much information I used to get. But here's the problem. And there's no problem with it. People will call you. So they know I have a talk show, right? So they'll call me. Stefan, I have some information for you now. What's the information? Well, so and so is the case. And this going on in this place. And this, that, and the other. All right, no problem. You're coming on the program to talk about it? No, I don't. No. I given you the information so you could highlight it. So this is how this put it across there, right? Okay, no problem. You have documents supporting this? Well, no, but I could try and see. And that, Chris, you know that? That's how we just get it. Now, if I was to run with every phone call that I get from people who I am very sure their story might have some level of legitimacy, but I cannot do that if I do not have something solid to say, yes, look the evidence here. So me coming to report on a story with absolutely nothing to back it up, other than somebody tell me so. That's the same thing. That's the same thing I mentioned with Sturge. Sturge said the two murders linked based on information on the ground. but the information on the ground is talk. Whereas the police running an investigation based on evidence. You understand the difference? Now, other to that, if somebody come to offer you a bribe to drop a story, and you know that it is unethical, right? And it is illegal, then ought you not to take some step, maybe to try and set up the individual so that the police catch them in the act of offering the bribe, so now your story have more strength, because it's not just a whole hearsay thing. And this is the whole thing with what I've seen a lot. I have read a few stories, and this is my problem with them. You understand what I'm saying? But I am telling you, the amount of information that I get, right? If I run with that, will you realize I just stick to Wayne News? I just only stick to Wayne News now, you know. I don't come, no. I don't come and do that. Because the last time that I came and I bust a story, and I walk with the evidence, and I show it in the studio, nobody can take it on. Nobody can take it on, and have to do a contract as it relates to the Red House. And nobody can have the evidence and bring it in and despite trying to contact several people, right? Nobody didn't pay any attention to it. It seemed, I don't know, maybe it was a small thing for them, but it was a big thing because it was millions of dollars that was spent, right? But nevertheless. So I am very, very, very careful, and I'm sure Marcus as well, with where your information come from, who you're getting it from, and how solid it is, right? Because hearsay, if this is the case, and an AGC official is under scrutiny for collusion, and they have dealings with people in the past, get the document and put it in the article. If somebody come to offer a bribe to drop a story, have something other than you telling the story. That a man come to, you understand what I'm saying? And then put it out in the public space. Look, 3277400, they're the first one we go deal with. I'll take a few calls on this before I get to the next topic. And I don't know where or why all this drama over a public-private partnership that will cost taxpayers no money. Because that is what it is. That whole $3.4 billion in contract, it was established that this is not going to cost the taxpayer a dollar. The money not coming out of taxpayers' money. It's just a bill. They want to build these 3,000, I think it's over 3,000 houses. And they're doing it through a public-private partnership. Morning.
Good morning to you, Mr. Stefan.
Yeah, man.
Well, I'm sorry you're coming back because I know you're going to be enjoying yourself there. But so long as you come back, praise God for that too also.
Yeah, man.
Yeah. Stefan, let me tell you something. What you now say about where the story is coming from, this is very true. And I'll just give you one incident quick. Something happened in my car when I was walking taxi where I kind of racist remark and one man beat 3 men, right? Afterwards I come out and we make it back and I drop them in a village where they live, right? That is in Beach, right?
Yeah.
And afterwards I hear the same story about 2 weeks after. And a man saying that he was there when the thing take place, right? But he can't remember. In my car, he telling people which take place in my car. He said he can't remember the car. And he gave a different story what caused it. And I just smile and I never say nothing. I just say to myself, look at how people just hear things wrong and coming and saying that you was there, but you can't even remember the car and you're traveling in the very said car. So Stefan, this is what people is in Trinidad. Trinidad doesn't even want to know what is true they run away. That's why email gate could have stand because we doesn't know what is true. One thing I want to say before I go, I want to say that when somebody do wrong in Trinidad, they have integrity. So you have to do wrong to have integrity here first, like Bit, right? Because she resigning. But Penny so soft. And she want to be prime minister. She's not like Kamala Bicester, because Kamala Bicester is like the woman in the enterprise to go boldly where no one has gone before. I go on, Stefan. Thank you.
Oh, the Starship Enterprise. I was thinking Enterprise should go downstairs. He confused me there. I thought when he said Enterprise, until he come to the end there, I realized the Starship Enterprise, Star Trek. Morning.
Yeah, what is that one morning? Yeah, there's this plastic journalist who coming up with a fancy story that he feels he's 007. But me, you know what to say about them fellas and them, nah?
No, I mean, look, what I'm saying is, does the story have enough in it for you to say, yes, I could believe it?
Exactly, because you remember when Anthony Bourdain came to Trinidad, that same journalist was talking to him and talking about his life in danger. And Anthony Bourdain asked him, your life in danger, and you out and about like normal?
Yeah, I remember that.
Come now, man. Yeah, he's a plastic journalist here. They're them looking for tips and all kind of thing. But this is Trinidad. They will get people to believe them, eh? They will get people to believe them. And you can't blame them people because they know better for themselves.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, man. I'm just saying, if you're going to put something like that out there and say that somebody offer you a bribe to drop a story, or even in this case, you're saying that this man is linked. If he's linked, then and he has done work with a contractor in the past, and it was illegal or whatever the case might be, because it must have a reason why the story is being written, right? It had to have something untoward in the story, right? In order for it to have any kind of validity. So then put the documents, because if the person could give you the information, then I'm very sure they could get a hand and take a picture of a document or some kind of thing for you to have as evidence to carry the story. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
What's going on? Well, oh God, you know I know him.
They go Central.
Right, but you know I know Mark.
Yeah, we all know Mark.
Right.
But the thing about it is, the story is so baseless and I can't use the word on national TV. If I spending my money to buy, and I have my land, and I'm gonna develop my land to sell houses to HDC applicants who have approvals from financial authorities, how is that in any way fraud or any type of misuse or
misbehavior in office or anything like that?
I spending my money. The only thing that I am doing is building houses to a specification that is required by HCC within a certain price range, so that the applicants could afford to purchase the properties. That's all it is. The government of Trinidad and Tobago is not expending any money at all, only if a contractor fails to deliver.
Right.
You understand? That is it. But other than that, the contractors spending their own money, their land. And this is what is being missed in this whole thing. And the other side, yeah, they are flogging it because they're thinking, oh, $3.5 billion HCC racket going on. What racket? These contractors are spending their own money, and their only thing they get from HCC is from the pool base of approved loans of applicants to get these houses. Let people in this country don't read it. There's only read the front page at the headline, and that's it. Anyway, Stefan, I'll go there.
Yeah, man, no problem. Well, I mean, in the article, it does say that checks conducted by the Sunday Express through the company's registry online system, which is a cross system, which is a system that you must register your company on, right? Because it must have a paper trail, right? And the paper trail is through the cross system. And then the OPR now, which is the procurement regulation, you must be registered on the OPR as well. So it revealed that all of the companies that were awarded contracts have been registered for several years. So this is no company that come and register last year, or a company that registered 6 months ago, or a company that registered 5 weeks ago. These are companies that have been registered for several years. The thing is, and this was can't understand with people, in this place, all the time we just ball, only one set of people getting contract, and only one set of people getting contract. Well, okay, maybe these are companies, and we will find out, I guess, when the investigation matures, if I could term it that way. But these are contracts or these are contractors that may not have gotten work to that capacity before. So this may be the first big contract, but it doesn't mean that they can't do the work. We will only find out if they can't do the work during the course of the projects. Morning. But I don't see why they shouldn't get the opportunity to, Morning, go ahead.
Yeah. Yes, Stefan, but what is dangerous is that when you read in what you see in the news are the people that could give us distorted information, because they are on the side of the opposition.
But we can't, hold on. We can't make a definitive, I'm not going to make a definitive statement saying that the news is on the side of the opposition. Let me don't make that definitive statement. All right? Yeah, go ahead.
Because they are the ones that kept going at Rowley's fake emails, and they are the ones that had the general public believe in it. That is why the election changed, Stefan. So I definitely can't take it from the news either, because the news are one-sided, and that is why I don't watch them again. I don't watch CNC3 and TV6 and all of them, because they are the ones that giving us the information to go with the opposition. I'm afraid that's a fact. Okay, Stefan?
All right. Well, I mean, I can't say that. I cannot say that is a factual statement. I cannot say that is I can't say that is that the media is definitively 110% pro opposition and anti-government. I cannot say that. Morning. I can't say that as a fact. Yeah, morning, go ahead.
Morning, Stefan.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
But he also stated in his comments, or that brief news where he's talking about that he got a threatening letter from a lawyer stating if he calls client's name, what will happen.
Right.
So that could be the evidence of what we're trying to deny here this morning.
Okay, but did he publish that letter?
If what he's saying, and that is my point.
So
he wouldn't give you everything, but why would he say something like that? Why would he do something like that? Because he did other journalists thing where he interviewed criminals and taking the voice and all kind of things. So what is the difference between talking about a gang leader undercover and talking about this as some sort of corruption? And then when you look when you listen to the other ministers, the government on the whole, or any politicians on the whole, all of them just lie. They goes to the parliament, which is the highest court in the land, and tell a set of frivolous stories, and then talk about parliamentary privilege.
But yeah, parliamentary privilege, yes.
And that is my point. And these are the things, that's why I keep telling you, if we don't unite ourselves and get them to do constitution reform, the country will remain how it is. And
but I agree with you. Let me just stick up in. I agree with you with the constitutional reform. Unfortunately, that cannot happen unless I think you have a 3/5 majority.
Stefan, we are the voters, right? They work for us. Just as how they could go in the parliament, any legislation they want to change and get through with it. Why they can't do constitution reform? Because it benefiting them on both sides, be it in government or opposition.
I will agree with you there.
It cannot be done without 3/5.
I am agreeing with you there.
Legislation they want to pass to keep us oppressed and divided.
I think constitutional.
And we're not understanding that.
Constitutional reform and campaign finance reform is two of the biggest things that lacking in the country right now.
And because we have no unity among ourselves, we are party people, we are not Trinidadians. It's PNM and UNC living in Trinidad. There are no Trinidadians living in Trinidad, and that is the problem. Have a nice day.
All right, my brother. Yeah, the caller there mentioned two things: constitutional reform, campaign finance reform. Campaign finance reform is the easier of the two to deal with, if I'm not I'm very sure about that. Because if you had to go and change the constitution, you need a certain majority. That would mean that one party would have to have, I think, is something like 32 seats or something to that effect. I'll find out from Brandbig. But those are two things that they keep delaying. But like I said, one, the constitutional reform, that is a special majority. But the campaign finance reform, because all of this that we're talking about here with 3.4 billion in contract and all kind of thing with AGC and that kind of thing, all of that falls in the lap of contractors getting people getting state contracts as part of that whole campaign finance issue that is always have a cloud over it. Morning, when you're awarded a contract, it's like payback now. So unless they address that, well, these things will always come into question. Morning, yeah, go ahead.
Stefan, when we talk about constitutional reform, what we're speaking about, and is really to hold people accountable.
Well, I think there are certain aspects of the constitution that need changing, yeah. Huh?
Right.
Yeah.
Tell me a law in this country that isn't present that hold anybody accountable for any wrongdoing in this country right now.
Okay, point taken.
You understand?
Point
so
taken.
Everything is there. Everything is there. Is who it is taking the responsibility of going forward with bringing people to charges, and we know where that is end up. So making constitutional reform a big priority of saying that would fix this country, that nonsense, because all over the world in countries that have more strict regulations and better constitution and thing, we still have all this nonsense taking place as usual. So that wouldn't fix things. What would fix things is the way the people respond to when things are done in the country. They don't need no law to fix that. You see something is wrong, you stand against it. The killing that you would protest about a piper in America and say Black Lives Matter is the same killing you should protest about when it's taking place in your country and demand some sort of justice and equity in the way how things going on. So when we're looking for excuses to make for things that we know we are part of who contributes to the breakdown in our society and take that responsibility and ownership, that is only when things would change in the country. And let me tell you something. You see the truth, every single human being in this country knows the truth. But you see, when you could be in a position to convince people that follow you that the truth, don't believe the truth, that is when you have a problem. When you could tell people, hey, hear what? I build X amount of schools in the country. They bring it to a situation and say, well, prove the schools that you build in the country. And then you bring the evidence, you bring pictures, you bring photographs and all that thing in parliament and present it. And still, the person who asked for the evidence convinced their followers that, hear what? You are lying. And then you went and personally and identify a lot of the schools and bring it to the population also. And they still didn't want to believe that. You really feel it have people who would believe in the truth. And once we could understand that no matter what you do, there would always be people who know the truth and still don't want to believe it. Remember again, I was always referred to this. People, a man carry a set of people in Guyana forest to find God. Have a good morning, Stefan. Enjoy the rest of your day.
Oh, God, Lord, Father, I tell you. Oh, God. Hey. All right, so I'll tell you what. Let me take this final call here, this final one. We'll come back. We're coming back to take a few calls after the top, and then I have two interviews. One with Seth and one with Presentation College. I'm going to get to that this morning. Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead, Chief.
Morning, Stefan.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, Stefan. The truth is justice. Justice. This is what we don't have in Trinidad and Tobago. We don't have justice in Trinidad and Tobago. Stefan, I think if we had justice in Trinidad and Tobago, that is it. We don't
But
want
why we don't have justice in Trinidad and Tobago?
The same corruption. Every same corruption. Stefan, nothing hurting me, Stefan. Like this thing that happened in Parliament with the Senator and those other two guys, they don't want to call them because they're involved. It's Albari and the former Minister of Health. They are the three persons who are involved on something serious. The last nastiness ever take place in this country for the whole world to know. And we ain't doing them nothing, nobody. The problem in this country, Stefan, for my time I know myself, there is nobody making a jail where the government is concerned. Nobody.
Well,
they don't want to do no jail at all. They want to know about them. Stefan, I'm telling you this morning, I stop and vote. I'm not going to vote again at all for what happened in Parliament there recently. This is the worst place it happened. It ain't happening no neighbor though on the street, it's in Parliament that happened. And next one forging out something to go and cover up corruption for who?
But,
and you don't even go bring in the dancing, and if the dancing that should avoid that, you accept that too. So why do you accept responsibility to listen? They shouldn't be talking. They should be in court right now, finalizing. No big thing, because they're convinced. They say yes, I do it, and I do it. You have no weakness again. As you were saying, evidence. You have evidence, and once you have evidence, why hold back something? Okay, tonight, Stefan. Have a nice day.
All right, no problem. Well, I mean, on the John Bates issue, I am at a crossroad with that, because I think her actions and even Al-Rawi's actions, to the people that calling through the regular line and not on WhatsApp, I in St. Lucia. And it's always a WhatsApp line. Lord have mercy, they're costing me money there, Anyway, nevertheless. Right, on the John Bates issue, before I got distracted, I don't know why they call in anyhow. I think she know what she do. The opposition leader know what she do. Faris Al-Rawi know what he do. The Ansing know what all of them do. Right? So, she has offered a resignation. The opposition leader has to make a decision on that. That is their business. However, they decide to deal with it. But during the whole situation here now, we have lost the conversation of the pharmaceutical monopoly. I ain't hear nobody talk about that. Right? About the actual issue that was before that committee. It was this monopoly, this pharmaceutical monopoly. And it has been easily lost in another conversation where the persons involved in that other conversation, there is evidence and whatever, and it will sort itself out. So yes, you want to put pressure on the opposition leader, and you want to put pressure on this one and whatever. That is fine. But that to me is something that is already a foregone conclusion, whereas we have not fixed this problem over here, which problem number 2 stems from. Right? And I'm not saying that we should sideline it and not give it any attention. I'm just saying that we have missed the primary discussion of this pharmaceutical monopoly that was taking place. I think we need to get back to that conversation, and we need to get back to all the evidence that was put before that committee, and that is a problem that needs to fix. You understand? But anyway, we're going to take a break, and when we come back from the break, the opposition leader has offered to help the government as it relates to crime. We'll get your thoughts on that when we return. Stay tuned.
Still Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, is your newest choice for steel construction and fabrication, offering full services in engineering and architectural design, structural steel fabrication and erection, pipe details, storage tank details including fabrication of steel tanks and pipes, all set to API standards. They offer a wide range of services in residential, commercial, and industrial clients, and extend services to customers here in Trinidad and Tobago and across the Caribbean. So, give them a call at 490-2771 or 399-7590. Steel Force Caribbean Limited, number 47 Lot 6 Montu Trace in Pinal, reinventing the standard of how we handle steel.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
Attention all bakers, doubles vendors, roti makers. Try Chic Lucia high quality unbleached bromate free all-purpose and whole wheat flour. Bleached flour and bromate flour is treated with chemicals that can cause cancer, and this is banned in Europe and many other countries. Chic Lucia flour offers a healthier option, being that it's unbleached and bromate free. It also has a finer grain and a softer texture, lower priced and conveniently packaged in 2 pound, 2 kg, 10 kg and 25 kg bags. Available at groceries and supermarkets. For wholesale and retail prices, contact Chic Lucia Limited at 665-3336 or 480-8715 or visit them at Warrenville, Canupia. Chic Lucia Limited. Quality you can trust.
Air conditioning problems? Then look no further. A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an easy solution for all your automotive, commercial, and domestic air conditioning needs. With 2 convenient locations to serve you, A&K Air Conditioning Supplies offers you an extensive range of parts and services, including pressure test kits, refrigerator parts, front and rear evaporators for maxi taxis. They also cater for both foreign and local automobile models like Kia, Hyundai, Honda, Nissan, and more. So pay them a visit today at either of their 2 locations. Number 36 Alfonso Street, Sangre Grande. Phone 784-2707 or 386-5700. And number 133 Corner Roland Street and Bonaventure Main Road, Gasparillo. Phone 312-2245 or 782-9720.
Why just manage disease when you can reverse it? At Setwaya's Holistic Health Clinic, we don't just mask symptoms, we focus on reversing illness naturally. Imagine freedom from medications and the cycle of dependence. Our approach dives deep into uncovering root causes without herbs, tonics, or medications. From diabetes and heart disease to mental health, obesity, and more, our personalized care is transforming lives. Ready to begin? Book your consultation today, either in our San Fernando office or online. Call or WhatsApp 279-3935 or 761-1952. Your health journey starts now at Setwayo's Holistic Health Clinic, where transformation is within reach.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prolozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
Feeling distance in your relationship or sensing someone interfering between you and your partner? Connect with Pandit Anirudh, known for powerful and result-oriented love solutions. His effective love spells have helped many reunite with lost partners. If you face family conflict, marriage issues, negativity, or financial stress, his strong mantras bring quick relief. Know what lies ahead in your love life and future through powerful astrology readings. Many lives have changed. Now it's your turn. Contact +1 868 278 0399.
At the castle, we just love moms.
I love you, Mommy.
And this Mother's Day, we are cooking up a storm with lots of tasty food. So forget about cooking. Let us fix dinner with a popular family meal. And lunch is a breeze with a snack box and the fish, chicken, and veggie sandwich combos. Oh yeah, and we've got the chicken and wing buckets, plus rotisserie meals, and of course, delicious sides. And it's all cooked with our nice local seasonings. So take a break and enjoy. Happy Mother's Day from Royal Castle.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78, Bamboo Settlement number 2, Valsain, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday, and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor, and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
All right, so we're back. Now we're 11 minutes past the hour of 7 o'clock. It is Tuesday morning. We're on the last day here in St. Lucia. I just want to tackle this one other headline that was in the paper, this other story here, and get some thoughts on it. And then we get to set while aboard, and then we get to Presentation College, and we close off for St. Lucia. Put up the opposition headline for me. Beckles offers to work with government on crime fight. Opposition leader Penelope Beckles says she is prepared to work with the government to tackle crime following the Belmont killings that left 2-year-old Akini Kafi, his father Akil Kafi, and Anthony Wilson dead. In a statement, Beckles said crime had become a national crisis that continued to devastate families and communities across Trinidad and Tobago. And she expressed condolences to the grieving families, saying that the entire country was mourning tragedy. Right? And she also called on citizens and political leaders to rise above division and unite against crime. Okay. Now, she also went on to condemn inflammatory comments by a junior government minister, I would have to presume that is Philip Edward Alexander, following the killing, saying political grandstanding and insensitive rhetoric had no place while families mourned. Now, last week, I said, on the comment that Philip Alexander made, I said, well, you know, he could be half right. Right? And I think, now I'm not too sure because I'm a bit confused. What I read, the post that I saw is not a post saying to call a Zoso while it have a state of emergency. I read it and I understood that he was trying to say, or this is at least my understanding what he's trying to say, is that we were going to implement the ZOSU after the SOE, and had we done that, and Belmont would have been one of those zones, and this could have been avoided. But of course, he didn't say it in a subtle way, and maybe the timing was not right to make a statement like that, right? So soon after a killing like that saw another child, die at the hands of gunmen, right? But if I read his statement correctly, good, then I stand by my words. He is half right. Maybe a life could have been saved. Maybe. Right? Had this also been implemented. But we're moving on from that. The opposition here, through their leader, saying that she's willing to work with the government to tackle crime. Now, I know plenty of people will read this and it sounds good on paper. And stop me when I telling lies, eh? And stop me when I ain't making no sense. Because this is what it boils down to for me. Forget that when Kamala Prasad Bisesa was in opposition, she made several calls to meet with the then government on crime to come to a solution, and those calls were ignored. Forget all of that. Because this is the same thing, same strategy. Forget that, right? Because this is what if the government ignores this call, they go say, well, they ain't serious about crime, right? The same way that when PNM was there and the UNC in opposition was offering to meet with them on the crime situation, they refused because had the crime situation improved, it better make the UNC look good. So this is just political rhetoric here playing out itself. But let me look at the reality of what the opposition is proposing here, right? The reality. Statistics. Statistically, they failed. Is that a fact? Of course it is. They had 3 of the highest murder rates ever in their last 3 terms. Crime escalated in that 10-year period. It escalated to unheard figures ever in Trinidad and Tobago. It was the worst. It's not the worst now. It was the worst then. Because we had 626 murders in 1 year. We had 599 in 1 year. We had 577 in 1 year. We had 519 in 1 year. Right? And then we had 4 something and another 5 something. And when the COVID years, it dipped a little 3 something and 4 something. But it was going upward. It never went down. And they didn't have no solution to it. Right? Good. They, the opposition, unlike this current administration, who is just over 1 year into their term, having inherited this escalating crime situation, they had 10 years, a decade. Is that a fact? Because I know all they go say, no? They go say I'm one-sided, but we're dealing with facts. They had 10 years. And in the 10 years they had, it went up. It didn't go down. Right? Those are two factual statements, 100% truth proof. So, I will draw an example now. Because I read the article, I say, it's sounding good, but. So here the example I'm going to draw now. And you could answer yes or no. We'll take some quick calls on it. If I am the owner of a football team, right? Chris, you hear me? I'm the owner of a football club. And I hire Chris as the manager. Good? And Chris as the manager now managed my club for 10 years. And in the 10 years he managed the club, we went from 3rd to 7th to 10th to 15th to 18th. And we get relegated from the league into a lower division over that 10-year period. Right? I say, you know what happened, boy? Chris, this ain't working, I get 10 years, boy. And we end up out of the 1st division and now we're in the 2nd division. Out of fire. So I get rid of Chris. And I call Vaughn, and I say, Vaughn, I get in the work to manage that team. Right? And Vaughn come in now, and he start to manage the team. Now remember, we're in the second division, right? But Vaughn makes some drastic changes, and through the drastic changes, we see a little improvement. Good? And while we see that little improvement, boom, we had a bad run of games. Like 3 or 4 or 5 games straight. We had a bad run of games. And Chris now called me on the phone. Stefan, I see you having a bad run of games, boy. But I'm willing to help, The same Chris that managed my football side for 10 years, that took us from the first division into the second division, calling me now because he see Vaughn have a bad run of games with a few bad results, and because of that, he who failed for 10 years calling me on my phone to say, Stefan, I'm willing to help. What do you think I should tell Chris? You wouldn't think I shouldn't ask Chris if you're a madman? Chris, you wouldn't think you was a madman just to pick up the phone and offer? Yeah. But you had to be mad. You had 10 years to manage my football club and you fail. I bring in a new coach. And you who failed for 10 years want to call me now and say, owner, I will need help. What help you could give me? Now, on the other hand, I see we have Gary Griffith. I think he put out a video stating that, okay, patriotism before politics, and he's willing to help for free. I think it was something to that effect that he put out a video in. All right? Now that's a different kettle of fish, because Gary, in his position as Commissioner of Police, was doing some good things with the police service to transform it. And he had a lot of public confidence. Whether that confidence is where it would be where it was at then is a whole different discussion. But his track record is better, right? He's proven to some extent in his role as Commissioner of Police, and even maybe as Minister of National Security when he was there. So that's a whole different conversation, right? So in other words, in terms of managing, or in terms of somebody offering help, I would quicker say Gary Griffith than the opposition. And it has nothing to do with being divisive or anything like that. But it stands on the foundation that you failed. Full stop. 327-7400. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. But stop me when I ain't making sense. Stop me when I telling lies. That's all I say. If I'm telling lies, no problem. But those are factual things that I just raised. Facts. 327-7400. Come, fellas. Come, people. Let me take some quick calls. Abolin, fellas, yes. Let me take some quick ones before we get back there. Should the government take the offer from the opposition to assist with crime, in the crime fight? Right? Should the government accept that olive branch which is being offered by the opposition leader? All right, that is all I want to know. And if I make sense in what I say, fine, no problem. I will say no problem. Morning.
A very, very good morning to you, Stefan.
Yeah, man, what's going on?
Penny, with all due respects, keeps reminding me of these criminologists who, when something happened, according to you and according to me, and according to plenty of people, know that this would have been a problem. But you know something? They don't have no solutions. They never offer a solution. And Penny, if you're really interested in helping the government, no problem. Come up with a right plan and present it to the government. All the best.
Okay. Well, I mean, nothing wrong with presenting it, but whether I'll accept it or not, on what grounds should I accept? Like on what grounds? On what track record? What statistics could you really convince me to say yeah? You understand? Morning.
Morning. Right, so I don't know, is to look at it as a point of silver lining, right? Maybe it is, right? It might be a good thing. What you do is you collab with them, right? You use what information they have, right? So they can't say, well, we shut down them, we didn't make any steps forward to improve the situation. You work with them, get what information they have, right? Gary, yes, he instilled trust in the citizens, but he also, importantly, instilled fear in criminals. Use him as well.
Okay, but hold on.
Use everything in your arsenal.
Right, but hold on. You said use the information they have. Good?
Right.
Okay, but let me be realistic here. If this happened in Belmont, right, the triple killing, who run in Belmont for the longest while?
Agreed.
Right. So if that political party has been in control of a particular constituency for donkey years, you don't think they would have used the information they had to bring the crime situation in that said constituency under control?
If it means cutting down your voter count, what any politician would do.
Well, then it come back to politics and plain politics, right?
It will always be politics.
Right.
Right, but it's what information you get and how you use it.
Yeah, but
so
I'm
that's
saying...
why I say if any information, yeah.
I'm saying if
no,
they...
agreed that they didn't do anything. Agreed.
If they wanted to improve those constituencies, they had more than 5 decades to do so. Let me be real here. Let us be real. More than 5 decades to do so. You understand what I'm saying?
I understand what you're saying, but the bigger picture that I'm looking at is when you get their buy-in and you work with them on it. And then now, if their methods and they recommend whatever and you do it and it do work, but you work it in collab with your information, then now you could take it to a next step where you can actually start to implement things like the zoning, right? The zone curfews, all these different things. That way you could get into the areas you need to get to work with, right? So you use this to extend your reach. You work beyond your walls, right?
Okay.
And this is one way of working beyond your walls.
Well, I think if the UNC wants to work beyond the walls, they need to have a presence in PNM constituencies. They have none.
There you go.
And that's the problem. They do not have any presence. Tell me where the UNC office is in Port of Spain South.
I know, in the subway.
Exactly. They don't have one. You understand? So when I look and I see Port of Spain South or St. Anne's East, the same, St. Anne's East or St. Anne's North or whatever the constituency is. I can't remember where Belmont is. When I look and I see that and I say, well, okay, but the people in them must vote one way because you haven't offered them up. You have not brought up presence to the community. So it's almost as if in the absence of having an office, you have said to those people, look, we don't think we could win here. So the hell with that.
Well,
you understand?
Well, right. So for instance, now look at this point where they had the candlelight vigil.
Yeah.
Right? I won't say capitalize on it, but reach out to the families, show the sympathy, right? Work beyond your walls. This is what should be done.
Okay.
Right? Show the people you care. And this is one way you use what the opposition is offering as a olive branch, let me just say. Right?
Okay.
And it's a way to move forward. Any sort of inroad is an inroad.
All right, no problem.
That's the silver lining, all right?
All right, cool, man. But I just don't think that politics... I do not think that political strategy, and we have to face the reality. Politics overrides everything else. So from a political strategy standpoint, I don't see it happening. Morning.
Morning, Stefan.
Yeah, man, go ahead.
Yeah, I don't see anything wrong with it. I mean, what is the worst could come out of it? That is how I see it. And again, if we keep saying we want to see a different kind of governance in the country, and these kind of initiatives could be a step, going forward, a different kind of governance, because we at a stage where we have to try any and everything, right, as it relates to crime right now. Yes, we could say Penny was there, but you have to remember Penny wasn't in charge. And you might say, but she didn't say anything. You understand how it is when you're in a party, right in the events that may be opposed to certain things that the Prime Minister probably doing.
Point taken. That's a valid point. Go ahead.
That is how it is. So for them to say she was there for 15 years, Mr. Rowley was in charge. And as much as she probably wanted or was against certain things, she has to toe the line. That's how it is in politics. But if this is a step forward in the changing of the way we do government and governance in our country, why not? And it doesn't mean it's a crime plan alone or something. It could be from a legislative perspective. They come together.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I could no. That's a good point. From if you want to help in the fight against crime, then from a legislative standpoint, you can assist. Hands down, yeah.
Right. So this is what I'm saying. I don't know in what way. So it doesn't mean she come and say this is how to deal with crime. I wouldn't agree with that, and I wouldn't agree to the UNC allowing not to do that.
No, I don't think that is even an option or would be entertained. But from a legislative standpoint, sure.
Let's see. Let's see, because what is the worst could happen out of it? What is the worst?
All right, no problem.
So let's see. Okay.
I can probably think of a few words, but don't worry. Yeah, let me get the next one here. Morning. I'll see if I can squeeze one more. Morning.
Morning, Stefan. Stefan, it's sad when it is they had to break it down like ABC for big adults in this country, Stefan, to show them the facts. Stefan, Penelope, because I agree with the government working with that lady, because they had the breakup road in Arima, they were cut off a community for years, and Penelope Beckers was the MP, and she said couldn't fix. It's Jack Warner who did fix it, and right now merge a community with people that use that road as a major shortcut when it has traffic, Stefan. I ain't agree with that lady. If you see that lady operating a courtroom, you will understand why not to work with this lady. She do have it come like she do exist inside a courtroom, so much less the opposition, Stefan.
Okay. All right. All right, I gotta wrap it up here. All right, of course we'll be back in Trinidad tomorrow. All right, let me take this final call. This one is be short. This caller particularly. Hello, good morning.
Stefan, good morning. Good morning.
Morning.
Yes, I'm watching you on Facebook. You're still talking about the national security issue.
But yeah, the opposition leader is offering to help the government.
Okay, I heard that. I heard that. I would just say when you go to the mall or wherever and you want information on a suit, you go to a tailor, and if you want information on a cake, you go to a baker. That's all I have to say. What Penny can offer us?
All right, no problem.
Goodbye.
No problem. All right, I gotta get to the break. Like I said, I don't see this materializing, and people will take it however they have to. I think the government will take their will come up with their strategies or take their strategy or come up with an anti-crime plan from many different persons who may propose such. But I can't see them taking it from the opposition. And like I said, for me, it's a statistical thing. That's it. Not nothing to do with just PNM, and it might sound like that, but it has nothing to do with that. I broke it down to you from managing our football side. Or managing anything, could be a business or whatever. Ask yourself if you would put the people, or you would accept help from the people who failed you for 10 years, if you had a business, if you had a sporting team, if it was anything that you was involved in, or anything that you own. Just ask yourself, okay, how would I realistically deal with that offer? And just be honest with yourself. And based on your answer, you'll know why I am saying what I am saying. But from a deeper standpoint, and I think a point that nobody talking about it, and I see that the Minister of Justice is pushing it hard in the Parliament, is that probation law and fixing the justice system. They see that justice system, somebody mentioned earlier, we don't know justice. If you fix the court and you clear that backlog and you start dealing with matters in a quick time frame, you're going to have an impact on crime. You're going to. You see, those delays in the court play a huge role in why crime is where it is in Trinidad and Tobago. And until we making that part of the conversation, we just spinning top in mud. We take the break. When we come back, Seth will join us. Stay tuned.
I'm every woman, evolving, unstoppable even when I need to recharge. That's why I choose iron that's gentle, fights fatigue, and keeps me strong.
Fine lines, subtle shifts. I support my skin from within to reduce wrinkles.
Hard work takes strength, so I fuel up to stay ready.
Now I'm growing someone new. What I take, she takes too. So I choose what supports her brain from the start.
Wellness looks different for all of us, and I'm not alone. Jameson, trusted by women through every stage and every change.
Master Ganesh Bhargav offers powerful guidance for all kinds of life problems, doubts, confusion, protection needs, and clarity. His astrology practice comes from a powerful ancestral tribal lineage with over 500 years of astrological and spiritual practice. Bhargavji does not dominate or pressure clients. Instead, he focuses on fixing problems with care and balance. His reunion love spells and death reversal spells are designed to restore harmony and provide lifetime protection. This is not individual effort alone, but collective spiritual power working for you. Many clients notice strong positive changes within a few sessions. Call +1 868 347 2350.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
You will not deny that this is the maddest place on earth, and we go shout from the top of the mountain. This is the greatest place, our great escape, my favorite space, the maddest place on earth. Would you believe me when I tell you? Better you come and take a sample. A little bit is still a lot to handle, but you can find no other example. We really have a different kind of style. The elders teach it to me as a child, and this is how we know that we are alive. Fancy people never need too much to start a vibe. It's fancy time, June and July. You need to fly down to the maddest place on earth. Can't tell no lie.
Astrologer Mohit Ji is known for providing insightful astrology guidance for complex life situations, dealing with love confusion, delayed marriage, partner distancing, or serious relationship breakdowns. His approach focuses on understanding the root cause and guiding you toward the right path. If financial instability or business setbacks are affecting you, his spiritual remedies may support positive change. With psychic reading, horoscope analysis, and palm insights, he offers practical clarity. His services also include protection from negative energies and removal of bad luck. Call at +1 868 334 2796.
Welcome to Car City Trading, your #1 supply of brand new Korean auto parts. Come on down to lot number 78 Bamboo Settlement number 2 Valsain between the hours of 8 a.m. and 5 p.m. Monday to Friday and 8 a.m. to 2 p.m. on Saturday to get your Hyundai and Kia vehicular needs. Car City Trading has everything your vehicle needs, from a brand new head and blocks to engine parts, transmissions, suspension parts, body parts, electrical parts, braking system, AC system, even the smallest sensor and much more. WhatsApp us today at 704-2246 or call us at 645-2603 and let us be your car parts solution. Be sure to find us on Facebook, Instagram and TikTok and look out for our monthly deals and promotions. Car City Trading, quality products at unbeatable prices.
Greetings to you all in the wonderful name of our Lord and Savior, the sweet Rose of Sharon and the Prince of Peace, Christ Jesus. I am Ezekiel Johnson Fort, and I am pleasured to inform you of the newest branch of the Christian Union Church, Trinidad and Grenada District, San Juan Revival Ministries. If you are desiring prayer, healing, or that closer connection to the Heavenly Father, then the place to be is at San Juan Revival Ministries. And allow me to ask you one question. Are you living a life without Jesus Christ? Do you desire freedom from spiritual bondage? Then the only solution to your problem is Him. In the book of Matthew chapter 11 and verses 28, it says, "Come unto me, all ye that labor and are heavy laden, and I will give you rest." And this is mostly speaking to those of you who are Christians and you might not have a place to fellowship. Come. Fellowship with us at the Christian Union Church, San Juan Revival Ministries. Come, be edified and equipped by the Word of God, preached by the man of God, Senior Reverend Bishop Dave Donation. You will be empowered by the move of the Holy Spirit of the living God. Come and be comforted. If you desire to be an environment that shows compassion and care for your spiritual needs, growth and development, then fellowship with us at number 1 Bagatelle Corner, Saddle Road, every Sunday morning at 10 a.m. to 12 noon. I look forward to seeing you there, and God bless you all, and may the peace of our Lord and Savior Jesus Christ be with you now and always. God bless you all.
If you're planning an event, make us your first option. At Reality of a Dream, we can make your event memorable. We can assist in planning your corporate functions, moderate gatherings, family occasions, christenings, and more. We also cater for weddings and other special occasions. Our newly renovated venue includes a majestic entryway, which takes you along a path to a fantastic indoor facility which can accommodate up to 80 dining guests. A recently completed, fully air-conditioned, beautifully designed wing, which maintains the theme and flow of Reality of a Dream, adds 30 extra seats for dining guests. In total, we can now seat a total of 110 dining guests. Come see for yourself the splendor that awaits you. Walk along the path and make your way to the breathtaking, well-maintained swimming pool and gazebo, and also the entire grounds of Reality of a Dream. We've also updated the Dream Suite, which comes with all modern conveniences, where guests can enjoy the feeling of an exquisite retreat overlooking the entire area. Reality of a Dream caters to professional events. We provide secured parking for guests, so call us at 332-6880 and ask for Harriet, located at number 15 Moses Avenue, San Juan. Reality of a Dream, making dreams come true every day.
Eden Heights Clinic is one of the most advanced state-of-the-art alternative clinics in the Caribbean. They offer a dynamic combination of life-changing treatments, including prelozone therapy, live blood analysis, halotherapy, limb backing, nutritional programs, colon hydrotherapy, weight loss programs, oxygen baths, and more. Their professional doctors, Drs. Carlos Navarro, Bronwyn Navarro, and Brian Thompson provide consultation services in areas of diabetes detox programs, arthritis, sports injuries, heart disease, high blood pressure, persons suffering with knee, shoulder, and back pain. At Eden Heights Clinic, they understand that your health is your wealth. Get in touch with them to determine which service is the right choice for you. Visit them at any one of their 3 locations at 13 Montague Avenue, Twin City, at 41 Ramsaran Street, Shoguanas, or give them a call at 640-8985 or 613-7571, or send them a WhatsApp to 493-9196. Eden Heights Clinic is your right choice.
All right, people, so we're back, and we are 15 minutes away from the hour of 8 o'clock. For the next 5 minutes, For the next 10 minutes, we're going to be joined by Seth Wyola aboard. He's with us via Zoom. Seth, good morning to you, man.
Good morning, Stefan, Miss Synergy TV, and all of our viewers, locally, internationally, and of course, regionally.
That's right.
All right, so topic this morning, when profit controls research, why important studies get buried. Now, this is something I usually highlight on my consultations because a lot of things about nutrition people are unaware of. So when I show them the research, it's usually very surprising to them. But let's go into that a little bit because, when people hear the word, when they hear research says, they stop thinking. They stop thinking, they stop questioning, they stop analyzing. Because there's assume that because something is called research, it must be neutral, right? But that's one of the biggest mistakes people could make because research costs money, studies cost money, clinical trials cost money, long-term follow-ups. All of these things cost money. So before we ask, what does the research say, we must also ask who funded the research. And even deeper than that, which research was pushed in front of the public and which research were also buried in the clutter because that is where people get confused. Sometimes the truth is not absent, right? Sometimes the truth is simply not promoted, right? Sometimes the studies exist, but people never see it, right? Sometimes the evidence exists, but it gets drowned out by the noise, and that noise is not accidental. Research follows funding, and funding follows profits, and profit follows products that can be sold over and over again. And this is why certain drugs can have study after study, trial after trial, paper after paper, headline after headline, right? They show up everywhere, right? Especially right now, like the GLP-1, that's the the what you call it, the Mounjaro and Ozempic. That's the GLP-1 stuff. That's showing up everywhere now. Right?
Everywhere, yeah.
Yeah.
People on that Ozempic, eh?
Correct.
Yeah.
Because they're using the same strategy because of the funding, So it's placed in front of doctors, in front of institutions, in front of the media, all over in the public. So people seeing it constantly. So they're thinking that, because I'm seeing this constantly, this must be the answer, right? But we have to understand not because something has more visibility means that it is true, right? Right? Sometimes it...
Go ahead.
Exactly, right? Sometimes it only means it just have more money behind it, right? It's more marketing behind it, all right? So, now that shows that the system with regards to studies is based off of something, dealing with financials, right? And it keeps being repeated. So, but let me also make it clear, I'm not saying that there's no studies supporting proper nutrition. right? That would definitely not be true. There is studies, there's very strong research, systematic reviews, meta-analysis. Yeah, they're among the highest levels of studies showing the power of nutrition and food quality and animal source nutrition, things how they affect blood sugar control, metabolic correction, and restoring the body's internal environment. But many of those studies, they do not get pushed into people's faces. Especially in the same manner in which drug studies get pushed. They're not always, they don't always get the same promotion, they don't get the same kind of headlines, the same kind of institutional report, all right? And there's a reason for that. There's a reason for that, why these nutritional studies get blurred or buried in the clutter, right? And people think what is out there and is shown and is the loudest is what is most true. And that's not true. But let's understand why, because we must understand the business behind the research. A drug can be patented, right? A drug can be patented. Now, for those that don't know what patented means, it means a company could legally own the rights to a product or a formula or an intervention for a period of time. And that gives them control over who can produce it, who could sell it, and who could profit from it. So if a drug company develops a drug and that drug can become a protected product, it can be marketed, it can be prescribed, it can be sold repeatedly, so it can generate income for years. But food is different. Natural foods cannot be owned in the same way. A natural way of eating cannot be controlled like a pharmaceutical drug. The nutrients the body needs to build the tissues, the hormone, the repair cells, support the immunity, and restore function. That it cannot be turned into some kind of patented drug model. So the financial incentive is very different, right? Now, that doesn't mean food has no science. It means, food does not have the same financial machine behind the science. And this is where people must start thinking. When a drug shows promise, money appears, investors appear, institutions appear, marketing appear, right? You have medical education appears, guidelines appear, right? But the nutrition shows promise, but when nutrition shows promise, especially nutrition that can reduce dependency on medication, that machine doesn't move with the same force.
Correct.
And then people say there are not enough studies. But the deeper question is, why are there not more studies on nutrition? Or why is it so scattered? Why they're not placed in front of the public when studies are done on nutrition? All right? And that's because it's not only about science, it is economics. It's about funding and visibility and control. All right? And this is why people must stop worshiping the phrase the studies say, because the first question is what kind of study? Was it observational study? Was it an experimental study? Was it a clinical trial, a randomized controlled study? Was it a systematic review? Meta-analysis, umbrella review, right? Because you see, a lot of people chase the headlines and they don't go into detail and look or read the study itself. And that's where the problem comes in, because a lot of those studies can show correlation and not causation. But the headline makes a good topic, right? It would trend, it would go viral, the headline, and that's what they go after, right? And these things now are pushing a drug, and those drugs not fixing your issues. The drug just requires you to take it on a regular basis. What would somebody choose? If you are a financer, you would choose to create a product that would take people off of drugs, and that product cannot be patented, or you would prefer to get people on a product that they have to use repeatedly, probably for the rest of their life, where they now have to buy your product repeatedly, right? It's going to be the money maker. That is what's going to be the money maker. So people are out here and they are chasing medications that are simply in the business of managing symptoms. where nutrition is what is going to reverse the disease itself. But that is not being pushed. That is not being pushed at all. Because if it is pushed, it can cripple the pharmaceutical industry. It could cripple the supplement industry. Because now there is a means that could actually and truly help people.
Right.
And that product, which is created by nature, cannot be owned by anyone. So people are out here, and I would say they are literally out here making choices based on what they're seeing in media, because they're always seeing things popping up. Hey, this is backed by so much of studies, but can you live without it? No, you have to constantly be taking it. That makes no sense. That makes no sense, right? And what I tell people is when there is a knowledge gap, manipulation and advantage take place. Let me draw a reference to something that has nothing to do with health. Now, remember, I published my book last November, right? Mid-November, coming down to the end of November. So since I published my book and then I got it in RIK bookstores December, people have called me and asked me about how you got your book into, RIK bookstores, right? And whatnot. What is the procedure? Because they understand that it is very expensive to do so. When I hear them say expensive to get your book into a bookstore, and then you know how algorithms operate. I saw an ad on social media, and there's a guy saying you have a publishing company. So he said, in the ad, he says, your book has been printed and published, right? Now, how do you get it in bookstores? And he's saying that his organization helps people get their books into bookstores. So I say, So I say, all right, let me give him a call. Even though my book is already in the bookstore, I said, let me give him a call to find out, so I could tell people, So when I called him, he told me to get the book into the bookstore, my book that is already published and printed. It costs $20,000. $20,000, yeah. How much did I pay to get my book into the bookstore? Well, you might have to calculate this. It took me getting up from home, taking my book and going to RIK bookstore and asking them, hey, do you all take books, local books on consignment? And they said, yes, just send us an email letting us know what's the price you want to sell the book for and so forth. And they'll get back in contact with me in a month. How much that cost me?
That,
right?
Gas money?
That's it. Yeah. That's it. So something that costs just traveling money, someone is charging people $20,000 for simply because of ignorance. Ignorance. When you do not know, people take advantage of you. We do not live in a nice world. It's a dog-eat-dog world out here. And people need to understand that. If you do not know about nutrition and your biology, your physical body, the healthcare system, the pharmaceutical system, the herbal system, the naturopaths, they are all going to take advantage of you, which is what has been done constantly. This is why I wrote my book. I took the information, the scientific studies that have been lost through the clutter with the overwhelming amount of drug studies that hiding and being pushed on the forefront. I wrote my book and I took that scientific data that people not seeing and I brought it to the forefront so people could understand, so we could stop being taken advantage of, right? The world is not fair and we need to understand that. We need to understand that people are out here injecting people with toxic gas and telling them it's treatment, right? And we out here taking that and thinking, oh, it's new technology. It's new technology, right? No, people, it is a new means to take advantage of you, to get access to your money, to your funding, while at the same time, you're not getting any better. You're getting temporary relief, and then you're going to end up with long-term consequences, all because people don't want to make changes to their diet and lifestyle. We are creating our own demise. No disease is on the decline, no. Every single disease is increasing, all because we are too lazy. Intellectual laziness is a real thing. It is a real thing, and we need to curb that. I didn't write my book for joke, right? It is the only book written in the world on the root cause of diseases, right? And people would still doubt that, but I can't get a negative review on the book yet. I want somebody to try to critique that book. Try to critique it and see if you could, right? See if you could bash the science in it. right? People need to understand, and this is why I have my consultations, because my consultations go directly into dealing with your specific issues, and I will show them the science behind it. I've had people come to me, Stefan, say they're going by doctors for years and they can't tell them what's wrong with me. And when they come by me, I just pull it up and show them exactly what's causing their issues, and they are in shock to know that this is concrete scientific information, how they were never told that is what was causing their issues. But they're running, doing tests on top of tests, years after years, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands of dollars spending. And the problem still, they have reversed people's issues that they have had issues for decades, right? For decades. So I really do hope that people, come on, all in fed up of being sick, right? They ain't fed up. Get my book, book a consultation, come and see me.
All right, so we want to remind you guys that you can check out Seth Viola Board. He has the Holistic Health Clinic, of course. And set the numbers to call.
279-3935 and 761-1952.
Right. And if you need the book or you want to get your hands on the book, you go to RIK bookstores nationwide. You could call Seth on those two numbers that he just gave you there. Or you could check it out on Amazon and Nelson's in Tobago and where else?
Nelson's in Tobago and Gumroad, which is for digital copy.
Gumroad? Oh, Gumroad is a digital copy? All right, no problem.
Yeah, Gumroad is a digital copy, yeah.
All right. Well, Seth, thanks a lot for the time, and we'll talk again next week, man.
No problem. Thanks for having me.
All right, cool, man.
Yeah, man.
Yep, that's Seth Viola Board. So I'll tell you what, people, we got to take a break. When we come back from the break, I have one other conversation to have this morning. Presentation, College South. They're having their charity event this Saturday. We will talk to them about it when we come back. Stay tuned.
At the castle, we just love moms.
I love you, Mommy.
And this Mother's Day, we are cooking up a storm with lots of tasty food. So forget about cooking. Let us fix dinner with a popular family meal. And lunch is a breeze with a snack box and the fish, chicken, and veggie sandwich combos. Oh yeah, and we've got the chicken and wing buckets, plus rotisserie meals, and of course, delicious sides. And it's all cooked with our nice local seasonings. So take a break and enjoy. Happy Mother's Day from Royal Castle.
Concerned about the safety and security of your property? Then look no further. At Electromatic Gate Systems, they specialize in fabrication of gates, fencing, and much more. They also provide remote control access for sliding and swing gates and garage doors for residential, commercial, and industrial use. Have a design in mind? They can fabricate and motorize it into reality. Why choose them? They supply Italian-made motors backed by 10 years warranty, and you can ask about their lifetime warranty packages. Electromatic Gate Systems remains the sole authorized distributor for ProfoundNet throughout the Caribbean. Don't compromise your security. Contact them today at 333-GATE. That is 333-4283. Find them on Google, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, or visit their website at www.electromaticgates.com. Their team is standing by to assist.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
Welcome to Caribbean Tourist Villa, your home away from home in the heart of Port of Spain. With over 25 years of trusted hospitality, Caribbean Tourist Villa has been a reliable choice for both business professionals and vacationers. Our guest rooms are thoughtfully equipped with all the essentials for a relaxing and productive stay, and our tranquil pool area is perfect for relaxation after a busy day. We've created the ideal space for you to relax, recharge, and enjoy. Give us a call to book your stay today.
Welcome to Antigua Mars. Them people have no behavior, they have no behavior. Welcome to Antigua Mars. Clear out how you know it's danger, how you know it's danger. When it comes to Mars, it's deadly.
Feeling distance in your relationship or sensing someone interfering between you and your partner? Connect with Pandit Anirudh, known for powerful and result-oriented love solutions. His effective love spells have helped many reunite with lost partners. If you face family conflict, marriage issues, negativity, or financial stress, his strong mantras bring quick relief. Know what lies ahead in your love life and future through powerful astrology readings. Many lives have changed. Now it's your turn. Contact +1 868 278 0399.
At Adams Optical, we care for your vision with everything from stylish frames, contact lenses, and sunglasses, starting at just $595, to advanced eye care services. We also diagnose and manage conditions like glaucoma and cataracts with our in-house ophthalmologist. Additional services include OCT, VFT, and cataract surgeries. Visit us at San Fernando, Chaguanas, or Rio Claro.
All right, so we're back, and we have an interview here with Presentation College. I just sent them the link here. It's a kind of hustle morning. I just let them know the link was sent, so we can get things popping here. Presentation College, they have an event coming up. It's an annual event, actually. It's called Timeless Tea. All right, it's an entertainment and fashion show. And of course, all proceeds will go towards the upgrade of the college auditorium. So we will have, in just a few, just some, hold on. Let me just, there we are. Right, Camille Paris Hines will join us. Chris, I see she's on the Zoom. You ready? What? I do have that one. That is not me. So, yeah, we're going to talk to her about the charity event coming up. She's the art teacher, I understand, and the event coordinator. So, well, I guess if it's a fashion show, well, art, fashion, yeah, kind of it goes together. Yeah. I have nothing here. Like I said, there is nothing here playing. As far as I have no YouTube on. Right, so we're going to get to her in just a little bit. We will be leaving St. Lucia today as we pack our bags and get ready to go. We got to get a little breakfast in before we go. But it has been a wonderful stay, and I really, 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 really want to thank the St. Lucia Tourism Authority for having us and for hosting us for the Jazz and Arts Festival for 2026. Inclusive of that, we also just a minute. Camille, if you have the show on, you're watching us on television right now? Yeah, that's it. Yeah, if you're watching it, yeah. Because I think is that the hearing. And the telling itself is the eye now, but it's not the me. All right. So we got Camille. Right. So Camille Paris Hines is with us. We're going to bring her in via Zoom. She's Presentation College. And she's the event coordinator as well as the art teacher. And they have Timeless Tea coming up. So Camille, good morning to you.
Hi, good morning.
Good morning. Chris, I'll get some volume, please. Yeah, morning.
Good morning.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. Happy to be here again.
All right, lovely. So I hear you loud and clear now. All right. Is you I spoke to last year?
Yes, you did.
All right. Good. Now, I see that you all have the event coming up again this year. So first off, how was last year?
Last year was a blast, and we actually had one of your viewers came in and he said, make sure and tell stuff on tongues, that's why I came here and I enjoyed the tea party. So he actually came in to buy a ticket and he said, because of stuff on, that's why I'm here.
All right. Well, I hope. Yeah. Well, obviously, I mean, if you say it was extremely good last year, I hope he enjoyed himself and he's back this year.
Yes, it was a really good event.
Nice. So I understand it is entertainment and fashion, as well as tea.
Fashion, tea.
Right. So break it down for us now. From the entertainment side of things, what can be, or what can patrons look forward to?
So we of course have our in-house bands, which we have our press harmonics. They literally go all over Trinidad to play for different events. They are sometimes very much booked up. Persons call in to book them, and they are booked up for events. We also have our presentation college steel orchestra, junior and senior, that will be performing as well. They were the third place winner of the school panorama this year. We have Josiah. We have Josiah Ferrier. He was one of our World Championships winners in Hollywood. He is going to be singing for us and taking us on that timeless journey with his music, his vocals. We of course, we have to mix in all the cultures in there. So we're going to have an Indian dancer, Miss Anjali Prasad. She was also there last year, right? And everyone enjoyed her. We have our rhythm section that is going to, of course, send you off home with a bang, letting you know that don't forget you need to be here again whenever Prez is doing something.
Now, on the fashion side of things, because I understand, well, there's this, who handles that side of things? How is that?
Ms. Janelle Sinanan, who is one of our parents, she actually handles our fashion show, which is something that persons leave talking about, right? So we actually have different fashion designers. We have some new fashion designers with us this year as well. So we have Cooties, we have Anicia Brooks, we have Peter Elias, Mark Eastman, Zadan Eastman, and Toflo Designs. So these are some different designers from last year, and then we have some coming back as well with us.
We all have some of the biggest names there?
Yes, we do.
All right, so this is a real premier fashion show.
It is.
This is a premium fashion show. This is no joke thing. What's that?
It's an event you don't want to miss.
Yeah, because I mean, some of the names you call there, that is like the tippy top of the mountain when talking about fashion.
Very much so.
Now, of course, there's going to be tea. I like that, the timeless tea aspect of things. But I'm seeing here it's for the upgrade of the college auditorium. What sort of upgrades you all looking at for the auditorium right now?
So last year we would have done the stage. So we redid the stage. So from the funds that we raised last year, we were able to get assistance in redoing our stage, right? So we did the entire flooring. We're looking at sound system. We're looking at windows. So some of our windows are a bit damaged. So we're looking at changing windows. We're looking at changing our sound system so that the entire auditorium will be a place that, persons, even in the community, can have access to. Of course, of a high quality. We are looking at changing some of the furniture that we have, because some of the furnitures are really old, and we're looking at changing the furniture as well. So that just basically an overall upgrade, because as a school, Presentation College was known for its musicals, our choirs, our events. And of course, if we are able to have a high quality in terms of our auditorium, we will have our in-house space that we can utilize now to use as well.
Okay, brilliant. And so the location is Presentation College, San Fernando.
No, so persons can actually park at Presentation College, but our venue is at Omar Dean's on Cipero Street. So we have a shuttling service that you can park at the college, Presentation College, San Fernando, and you'll be shuttled down to the event, which is like about 2 minutes from the college.
Oh, okay, brilliant. Nice. All right. And of course, you're saying to people to wear their best timeless styles.
Yes.
In terms of is that the dress code?
So we have prizes, a lot of prizes. So we want to give out the prize for the best timeless styles. So our team is timeless tees. So we want that, persons bring in the event with their dress code as well. So you come in and you're not coming in, any and anything, right?
Right.
Wear best timeless styles and of course best dress. We have prizes for that. We actually have a lot of prizes. We are known for giving out prizes for our tea party events.
All right, brilliant. Just let me get just for the audience to understand the concept of the timeless tea. Could you just explain that concept?
So think about pearls, think about back in time, think about, bows, think about just that era back in the day. So, you don't want to just come with, say, a jeans. I mean, unless it's probably a bell bottoms and you have a fancy top to go with it, that's timeless. But think about how they dressed long ago, things that, no longer exist, or things that, you could make something that stands out, right? Because I mean, we have outfits that, back in the day, it came out of style, it come back in style now. But of course, we want something that is different, something that speaks of the time, whether it be 1995, whether it be 2000, right? So that sort of effect.
It's interesting you said some of the styles from back in the day come back, eh? Because seeing some of it and watching some of you are saying, years ago they would have say they would have never wear that. But now it come back and they're wearing it, You understand? But that's how it is. That's how fashion goes. Fashion, it transcends through eras and so on and so forth, and then it makes a complete circle and then comes back around and that kind of thing, That's fashion for you. But just tickets now, because the date is Saturday the 16th of May, which is this Saturday, and the action starts at 4 p.m. And tickets now, where do people get their tickets?
So they can get tickets at the college. So they can contact the college as well at 652-2311, or they can also, just walk into the college and they can buy tickets at Presentation College San Fernando.
All right, brilliant. So you could go down to Presentation San Fernando, people. You could get your tickets there, or it's 652. Was it 652?
2311.
2311. Right? 652-2311 is the number to call. I want you to call that number and get your tickets and support this one. For those of you who may not know, maybe you attended Presentation College, or your grandson or somebody or whoever going to, and you want to support and you're now hearing about it, support, purchase a ticket, and go down on Saturday and have a terrific evening of entertainment and fashion.
Food. We have really good food from Palo Royale. We have cookies from Larry's Treats. And we have a lot of sponsors. Bride and Pie, they're sponsoring as well. We have Laser MD, Love G, O Snacks, Caribbean Jewelers, Chunky Bunny with the viral desserts, gift voucher, Sushi Banton, Kai Restaurant. All these are prizes that persons can win when they come to our tea party events.
I want to thank you for giving us all that information.
You're welcome.
No problem. Just to recap, people, it is Timeless Tea. It is taking place this Saturday, the 16th of May at 4 p.m. at Omadine's Hall, 59 to 61 Supero Street in San Fernando. However, you can park at Presentation College South and they will shuttle you across. All right. And lots of prizes to be won, special guest artists as well. And all proceeds will go towards the upgrade of the college auditorium. All right. So people get those tickets and get down there on Saturday. Have a great time. Camille, thanks a lot.
Yes, thank you.
All right, nice. So that is Presentation College, man, doing their thing in South. And, I know we have a huge South audience as well. So good morning to the entire South of Trinidad and Tobago. And go out and support. So we got 2 birthdays. Is one birthday? Or the other one is not a birthday? Okay. Right, so we got a birthday. We got to say happy birthday going on to Devon Jr. All right, he's turning 11 today, the 12th of May. You are bright, brave, and full of fun. May your life be packed with adventures, laughter, and dreams coming true. May God bless you and keep you safe with games, friends, and all the things that make you, you. We love you more than words can say. Forever and always, coming from your parents, Samantha and Devon Sr., and your grandmother, aunts, uncles, and cousins. All right? So happy birthday going out to Devon Jr. Nice, man. And, oh, okay. Right. So that's the one that we had. Finally, before we close, we would like to offer condolences to the family of Charmaine Edwards. Charmaine Edwards has been a client of Synergy TV from even before the pandemic, right? And a long-standing client, and she was the owner of the Ostomy Care, all right? Better Life Ostomy Care. Unfortunately, yesterday we got news that Charmaine passed away, and we would like to, express our condolences going out to her husband and to the rest of her family and to everybody at Better Life Ostomy Care. Our deepest condolences go out to you. We know that she will be missed, as she was definitely loved while she was with us in the land of the living. But she has now taken a journey to the afterlife. And I guess when our time comes, we will know for ourselves where you're headed. All right? But definitely, she has already started her other journey. And we should take comfort in that. All right? So deepest condolences going out to everybody associated with Better Life Ostomy Care and the owner, Charmaine Edwards, who passed away yesterday. We will get information on the funeral arrangements, and we will, of course, inform everybody when those funeral arrangements will occur. Until then, we have to bid you farewell from this beautiful island of St. Lucia. And once again, thanks to the St. Lucia Tourism Authority, Mr. Louis Lewis, Jeraine, Gustav, Tori, everybody that was here and that accommodated us. We really, really appreciate it, and we look forward to returning for the carnival in July. So until tomorrow, we will be back in studio, but behind the badge and everything will be in play. But for now, goodbye, St. Lucia, until July. Bye-bye.